Hi guys, going to show you the new Willspeed parts for the AE range of cars. So this is the new ball stud mount, which is called the Take 2 ball stud mount. The reason for the name Take 2 is it's had 2mm removed from here. I'll show you on a stock part in a moment. And then this is the new high roll centre hinge pin brace, again for the AE range of cars, beautifully machined as you can see. And this is the 25 30 degree option. As per the kit, there is some other ones coming out soon, like the 20 degree option version as well. So compared to this stock part here, if I just line them up, there we go. So you can see that it's substantially lower, so they've taken 2mm off the face there, as you can see, which will give the car more initial turning, which is something that we tend to see as a good improvement on the high grip surfaces, especially on carpet. So that's been very well received in testing. And then we've got the high roll centre mount here. So the difference on this part here is that the Willspeed guys have basically taken a millimetre off of this face. So this Willspeed part's lower down. As you can see, it's got some milling out of it as well. This is just the brass one I used to run. The brass tends to obviously keep the front wheels down on the ground, but it also numbs the front end of the car. So with this lighter aluminium part, it'll liven up the steering and just generally make it feel sharper. So it's you can you know, you can obviously run this part on its own. It works well having these both together, and I'll get them fitted up on the car in a moment and show you a few tips and tricks as we put them together. But they're all like for like replacement parts. And like I say, you can get these in clear anodized, blue and black. You can order those on the website in those particular options. So as you can see, we've stripped the front of the car down here, ready to put this all back together. So we'll just get it together, and I'll give you a few tips along the way. Right, so one tip you'll need to do when fitting this part is to apply some thread lock to the steering bolts here. So we'll just apply a little bit like so on the bolts, and then we'll wind these in. So I'll just grab my wrench and I'll show you what you need to do. So what you're mainly aiming for here is so that the steering rack doesn't bind up. So we'll just wind that one in, start that one off, and then we'll do the same on this one, like so. Just wind that out a touch. There we go. Right, so we'll get that started off. Right, so we'll start winding these down together. And what you want to do is obviously not bind the steering up. So if you crank these all the way down, you know, the steering will bind up on the car and obviously make it handle a bit strange and not do what you want it to do really. So what we'll do now is, you can see the bearings are just starting to sort of pull into the bell cranks. So we'll wind down this one. And what you're aiming for is it obviously to be nice and free. So as you can see now, that's obviously moving very nicely on its own. So what we'll do now is we'll do these up, and you can see that that's starting to bind up now a bit. So you can see it's still moving freely, but you know, if you crank them up too much, you can see there that obviously they're not moving. So what you want to do is do it up so that it's binding a bit, and basically back it off. There we go. Did you see that drop? So we'll just do the same on the other one, so that obviously it's still nice and free. And then we'll do the same. We'll just might back that off a touch so it is super free. As you can see there, might do a little bit more. There we go, that feels really nice. You can sort of feel it in the bearings as well. So we'll do the same to this one. So we'll crank it up so that it's not moving under its own weight, and we'll back this off a touch. So we'll just wind that out, and then you'll start. There we go, you saw it drop there. So there we have it. So it's all nice and free there, but then obviously there's no sort of up and down movement here as well, which is what you want. So let the thread lock go off. Best to leave it overnight, so just you know, don't rush this and do it at the track. You know, that's basically got that part sorted. So there we have it. So you want a nice free steering rack like so. Alright, and then the rest of it bolts up as per normal, but I'll get cracking on the rest of it and show you the build as we go through. So I've just bolted up the hinge pin block. Still got 2 bolts to go, but it comes with the hinge pin brace plus the hardware as well. So when you order this part, it will come with the M3 by 14 countersunk bolts as well. So you don't need to use thread lock on those. You can if you wish, but we haven't had them come in loose, so just snug them up. Don't go crazy on it. Obviously these you know, you're going into aluminium, so don't go too mad on it, but just snug them up and you'll be just fine. So I'll get that all bolted up, and then we'll start getting the rest of the AE parts on the car, and then I'll show it finished up. So that's got the top plate fitted up. What I like to do myself personally is do these two bolts first, get those snugged up, and then do these two. Just makes everything line up a bit nicer on the car. So next up, we'll get the wishbones reattached and then get the bolts all done up. So that's the wishbones and the shocks back on the car. So on the Willspeed block, you have the option of the grub screws there to hold the hinge pins in. I personally like to run them, so tiny little double thread lock on there, which again, personal preference, and then just wind that in, as you can see. Again, just snug it up. You don't have to go mad doing them up, and then we'll just do that to the other one here. So tiny little bit of thread lock there, as you can see, and then we'll get that wound in. There we go. There, right, so we'll get the front bumper on the car next, and then again pop the M3 by 14 bolts in, like so. So again, we'll wind that in. It does need a new bumper, this car. It is my race car, so it does get used and abused. I just need to get a fresh bumper on there to smarten the front end up a bit, but there we go. So I'll just wind those in. There we have it, so snugged up there, and then we'll just snug this one up. Right, there we have it, that's that bit done. So we'll flip it over, get the ball studs in, shocks mounted on, and then I'll show it finished up. Right, so that's the front end of the car pretty much back together now, so we'll just finish getting this ball stud mounted up. So we'll just start winding that in like so. And the team are running no spacers on this, so just snug that down like so, and that's the car finished up. So yeah, just to remember that obviously this part is 2mm lower than the standard AE part, so if you want to get back to the normal AE part, run a 2mm washer under that. Obviously if you want to go higher, you can, just watch your ball stud length to make sure you've got enough thread engagement in this part so it doesn't rip out and fail. So just keep an eye on that when you're obviously playing with the inner link height there as well. So check out willspeed.co.uk where you can order these parts. These are also available through Willspeed USA, so they have a website, and also check them out on Facebook and Instagram as well. And like I mentioned previously, you can get them in clear anodized, blue and black, depending on the colour scheme of your car. But yeah, look forward to trying these, and the team have been having some great results with these during the carpet season. It really does sharpen up the front end of the car. So hope you enjoy them, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.